fellow YouTube denizens. David Storm here with Picklocks.com, and I have something fun for us today. This is a Schlage Everest Cutaway. My friend Jim Reed is a machinist, and he made this for me. So what we're going to take a look at is the interaction of the key. So we're going to put this in. Now let's take a look first at the back. You can see he milled that out so that you can see that pin. Now that interacts with the lower portion of the key, and it's a security pin, and when you put the key in, you can see that pulls it out of the way. But when you pull the key out and you would be lock picking this, that's going to stop you from applying tension to this core. So that has to be dealt with first. On the front, you can see that along the bottom there's a notch. That notch corresponds with the notch in that key. See that notch in the key? It's kind of hard to see, but that slides right down along there. Now when I'm picking that back pin, because you'll be seeing the front, you won't be able to see the pin that I'm picking because it is right along this area right here, which is hidden because it's a notch, a slot up in there. But that pin is right behind this wall. It's right behind this wall. So what I'll be doing is taking a very small diamond and going in there. Find that very small diamond. We can use this one probably. And I'm going to go along the bottom like so, and much like a flag pick, I'm going to slide that in, and I'll show you when we actually get into it, but it's going to go back there and it's going to interact with that pin, and you will see that it will slide that pin up. There it is. See that? Interacting with that pin right there. So once I get that up and I have rotation on the plug, that will stay up much like a pin. Then I'll go in and pick the rest. Now what might happen is, the first thing I'm going to do is pick these, find out which ones bind, because this does not always bind first, just like any other pin system. This may bind maybe after the first and second pin in the series are bound. So maybe two pins will bind, then this will get to a point where it would bind. So then I pick this, and I go back in and finish picking the rest of the pins, and it's just a standard pick from there. So let me get this in a vise, and we'll get this picked. Alright, here it is in the vise, and of course here is the key, and as you can see we'll put the key in, and the key still works, and there's that pin right in there that we're going to have to deal with. So I'm going to top tension it because I'm going to need to deal with that bottom pin. I'm going to use this Deforester style. It's a Euro Deforester, and just start single picking these until I can't single pick them anymore, and then I'll go down and deal with that pin. So here's 3 of them. Let's see, no pressure there or there. There's a nice click. There's a nice feel to that one. And so there we go. So now I'm going to go down here and deal with this bottom pin a little bit. Just going in there and raking a little bit along the bottom. See if I can get that to go up a little bit. I'll have to deal with him again in a couple minutes for that final click, most likely. Once I get all these picked, it'll look like, wow, why is that not turning? And that's something you'll find with this. Oftentimes you'll get all the pins picked in the cylinder, and you'll think, man, why is this not turning? Every single one of them you've set, and they've not fallen back down based on the feel, but the last pin to go is very often that security pin. now, there it is. Felt that nice click. So now I'm going to go down and try to deal with this again. Let's see if I can get that last click from it that I'm going to need. Going right up underneath that lip with this tiny tool here and trying to pull it. And now I'm going to go back in and make sure all of these are set. It's really hard to do this from a side angle. I'm behind the camera, straight on, so I can, there we are. And there it went. Pulled my tension wrench out, but it's open. Just one last little rake knocked one of the pins loose and got it to set. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to show you that security pin is still in there. Flip this over. You can kind of see it in there coming into play. You can very well see that lip right there that my pick was sliding into. Very small diamond. Look how Deforest, so that would slide right along there and deal with that nicely. So I'm going to bring this back around and click into place. You can also see the spring and the retainer pin for the back, the plug cap. So there's that little devil right there. So when you're picking Schlage Everest, that's what you have to deal with. So hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to click like and make sure and share our videos, of course. And also, if you want to see future content, don't forget to subscribe. For Picklocks.com, I'm David Storm.